Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I am going to show you the 4-out, 1-in screen and roll basketball offense. So hello everyone, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training. If you're new to this channel, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills, so if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. Today I'm going to help you out with the 4-out, 1-in screen and roll offense. Now, this is an offense that's very simple. Screen and roll is the new biggest thing when it comes to the NBA. So, of course, you might as well use it yourself as well. Now, on this channel, I strive to make you the best coach and best basketball player. So, I post new videos every single day. So, make sure to come back and check that stuff out. Anyways, let's get down to the clipboard and let's check out these basketball plays. Okay, so here we have the 4-out, 1-in offense against a man-to-man defense. That's what we're going to start against. And first, we're going to do a dribble handoff between players 1 and player 2. Player 2 is going to get that ball. Now, he could always just take that shot. Player 1 is going to roll off, and he may be an option cutting down the middle of the key as well. So that is our first option. He's going to clear out to the opposite side. Let's say player 1 followed him. Next, what's going to happen is player 3, he's going to go and do a screen and roll with player 2. Player 2 is then going to use that screen. Of course, player 2 could just drive towards the basket. That's an option. Player 5, if player 5 helped out, he could always pass over to player 5 blue for a layup. But if he decides not to drive and player 3 rolls towards the basket, if player 3 is open for that pass, hit him up for the layup. If player 5 red helps out, pass it to your teammate, player 5 blue, for that layup. If player 1 red comes down to play help defense, player 5 can then just pass it out to player 1 for the 3. And of course, if they swing the defense around, there's a few different options there as well. Now, in our second play, I'm going to show you. We're going to first have player 5 setting a back screen on player 3. Player 3 is then going to cut towards the rim. Depending on where player 3 red is cheating, player 3 blue could cut baseline, or he could cut down the middle of the key. Of course, if he's open, definitely hit him up for a layup. But that's kind of our first option, but not our main option. He's going to clear out to the other side. And next, we're going to have player 5 setting a screen and roll with player 1. Of course, player 1 could just drive right towards the basket himself, or he could spot up for a 3-point shot. Those are both options. But next, we're going to have player 5 roll towards the basket. If he's open, hit him up for that layup. If there was help defense that came down either from there or from here, both of those players may be open for 3-point shots as well. Okay, so now we are going to go up against the 2-3 zone defense in our third play. Now, in our third play, what we're going to be focusing on is trying to collapse the defense into the key. And how we are going to do that is very simple. First, what we're going to do is we're going to have player 2. He's going to go and screen this player here, not this one. The reason is because player 2's zone is over here. So by screening him, player 1 is able to then go over to this area. This could always be an open shot. But the other possibility here is now that player 2 is rolling towards the basket, we have a few different options that are going to open up. First of all, if player 2 is open, hit him up for a shot or a layup, but that's also going to collapse the defense. By collapsing the defense, we're going to have player 4 possibly open, and player 2 is then going to be covering player 1 blue, so we're going to have player 4 open in that wing. We may even have player 3 open for the kick out at the free throw line extended on the opposite side of the court. So that's what I like to run with this offense. But if the defense was going to collapse anyways to guard player 2 from cutting towards the rim, let's say they're really worried about us scoring in that key. Again, we could do a skip pass over to player 3, or we could get player 4 open for a 3-point shot, or he could start driving towards the net by the baseline. That's going to be an easy possible layup as well. But check this out. By collapsing the defense and by doing a skip pass, and what I mean by a skip pass, even though there's no player here to skip over, it's over the middle of the key. So what I mean by, or over the mid-court line, what I like to call the mid-court line. So by passing over to player 3, he could also be open for the 3, but now what's going to happen is these two players are going to be scrambling to try and defend player 3. Because of this, we can now possibly have player 5 open in that low post for a layup, or player 4 could then pop out across the baseline and be open over on this side of the court for a three-point shot as well. Now, with the defense, well, let's say player 2 just cut towards either player 4 or player 2. It doesn't matter. Player 4, let's say player 4 did cut baseline, and player 2 filled out over here. Well, now what's happening is player 4 is now open for a three-point shot. So there's a few different options there as well. Now, the fourth play I'm going to show you is again against the 2-3 zone defense. And what we're going to have is player 2 is on this side. So we're going to have two guards up top. This guard on this side who doesn't have the ball, he's going to cut towards the rim. He's going to be setting a screen for player 5. That's going to make player 2, and especially if player 1 starts dribbling towards the middle of the court, this is going to be a double team up top. We're then going to have player 5 setting a screen, using that screen and setting a screen. I don't know why this is giving me a dotted line, but whatever. He's going to set a screen over on this side, the opposite side of where he came from, so that now player 1 is going to use that screen. Player 4 blue is going to pop down, and then what could also happen is player 2 could pop out after that screen, one or the other. It doesn't matter. If player 4 moves down, player 2 can then pop out around player 4, one or the other. But let's say player 4 is up there. Player 1 has an option. Player 5 is going to roll towards the basket. He could be open because now player 3 is moving up to guard what's happening up here. That's going to leave a possible lane open for player 5 to go in for a layup. If that does happen and the defense collapses on him, we now have 3 possible players open for a open three-point shot, or possibly even a mid-range shot if they take a step in. If they can't shoot threes, have them take a step in. I don't care. It's still a shot, and it's going to be wide open. Now, in our fifth and final play, we're going to be running against a 3-2 zone defense, and most likely how they're going to be playing it is something sort of like this. Almost like a matchup zone because, well, there's 4 players out and 1 player in, so that's probably how they're going to be running it. They're not going to be double teaming here or double teaming here. That would be way too far for player 2 to come over. However, what we're going to be looking to start here is something very simple. What we're going to be looking to do is have player 2 set a screen over for player 1. Player 1 is going to use that screen. Obviously, they're going to switch off, and player 2 is going to be guarding player 1. But we're going to be having player 2, and that's the weakness here. Player 2 is going to be cutting down the middle. That's going to allow player 2 to get open. He could always, if he's quick, go straight to the rim for the layup. But that's going to be collapsing the defense. Players 3 and player 4 are going to move down towards the baseline. And because of this, they can now cut baseline and possibly get layups. Or player 5 could be open along the baseline as well. He could go a bit deeper so that he can be behind the backboard to take one step in to get a layup. Player 2 could do a floater. He could kick out to those players, and that would be it. It's a very simple, easy play that really, really works. Now, somewhere on this screen is a suggested video by YouTube and a subscribe button. If you haven't already, go check those out. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, I'll see you guys again tomorrow.